What's up guys, Ron Brady here from Techno Buffalo, and I did it. I finally switched back to my iPhone. Now, I was using a Note 5 before this, if you guys have been following, and before that I was on my iPhone. Before that I started off my whole smartphone life on a Samsung Captivate way back in the day. Obviously there's been more phones in between that. But today I wanted to share with you guys a couple of reasons why I've been switching back and forth, why most recently I've switched back to my iPhone, what I like, what I don't like, what I'm gonna miss about Android and all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and get started. So first thing I want you guys to take with a grain of salt is everything I say is based purely on my usage. So I use my phone for calling, texting, emailing, some social media apps here and there, watching some YouTube videos, and that's kind of it, nothing more than that. So first we have iMessage. I really missed having this because I was using the text messaging app within the Note 5. Now I know there's a ton of workarounds on Android, but iMessage is just so simple and it works really well for me because I use a Mac desktop. I use a MacBook Pro and an iMac. We use a Windows editing rig, but I don't use that for personal stuff. So I like having iMessage, I like having that continuity, so that's nice to have that back. Next, we have early apps. An example of this is something like Peach. We saw this on Instagram a couple of years ago. iOS tends to get apps before Android does. And over my span of 2 to 3 months of using my Note 5, I really did miss out on trying some new apps that I wanted to give a shot. So not a huge deal, but it's very nice to have that back and get sort of first dibs on everything that comes out. And finally, we have Mail. I really like Apple's Mail client. I understand Gmail is great. It does some weird stuff where it'll reverse the thread of a conversation, so it'll put the most recent email at the bottom, so you just scroll down to that. It also really struggles to delete drafts, so I don't understand why it does that either. I know there's a lot of great email clients out there for Android, but I like having Apple's first-party mail client. It's very, very good. With that being said, I am going to miss certain things on Android, though number one being widgets and the app drawer. It helps me really organize my phone. So on the Note 5, I was down to about 2 pages. The Evernote widget really being sort of on my home screen allowed me to look at my to-do list and that kind of stuff. I love having that functionality, not having to open up apps. On iOS, I'm on like 6 pages, so being able to put my non-primary apps in the app drawer is a great luxury, and I'm going to be missing that. Next, we have device versatility. Now, I was using a Note 5, and so for things like Snapchat, having the stylus was awesome. I got to scribble, draw, write all over my pictures. It's great. And then let's say you're a mobile photographer only. You can go buy a phone that has the greatest camera if you don't care about any other features. Having that versatility to get a phone that is tailored for you is a great luxury that I'm going to miss on iOS because you're obviously forced to just get an iPhone. Last but not least, we have Google Now. I'm aware that it's on iOS, but it's not quite as well integrated as it is on Android. So I was using my Note 5 these last 2 weeks when I was traveling. I flew to Minneapolis, and then the following week I flew to Miami. In both cases, without me having to enter any information, Google Now knew where I was flying. It gave me traffic updates. It gave me weather updates of where I was going so I could pack accordingly. Again, all without me entering any information. A little bit creepy, but very, very useful. And so that's pretty much it. There wasn't really one feature that put me over the edge and switched me from iOS to Android or Android to iOS. It's just the small features, small things like iMessage and widgets that switch me back and forth. So I don't know how long I'll be on iOS for, but I'm enjoying it as of now. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What is a feature that could switch you from iOS to Android or vice versa, depending on what you're using? Very curious to hear. Give us a thumbs up if you liked the video. Hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.